a god among men, and that was Philip K. Dick. He had some of the most incredible insights. He was a Gnostic, and they thought he was crazy. Get away from him. He was considered a lunatic. He announced that our reality was some kind of computer-generated matrix. Guess what? Today they discovered, scientists are saying there may be a computer-generated matrix that we're living in. Now, all my life, I have felt that something was watching me all the time. I know all of you don't feel that same feeling, but all my life I felt somebody was always observing me. Something was observing me. Something was always listening to what I say. Something was observing me. Well, I'd look around the room, I see nothing in the room, so guess what? Now I discovered that down through the ages that we only see a very small fraction of what's around us. In this room right now, I'm only seeing far less than 1% of what's actually in this room. The human brain is not programmed to decode all signals, which is kind of creepy. We are bioengineered robots. So instead of having steel as a skeleton, we all have calcium. We're bioengineered. So for every bioengineered construction, we have to have some kind of programming. Our brains have been programmed. I can't see anything. See, because we all live in our skull. This is Plato's cave. No light penetrates into this skull. We are in here in a dark, dark cave, and we observe through our eyes, our monitoring system. We take in reality through our five senses, but our five senses are not accurate. People say, oh, yeah, I only believe in what I can see. Yeah, but I can show any person all kinds of illusions that don't exist, but you have to believe it because you're seeing it, right? And you see, that's not logic. You know, if they're studying science and stuff, that this is a fabricated reality. There could be a big purple monster walking across the room, but if it's at a different vibrational level, I'm not going to see, hear it, or nothing. It won't register because my brain is not programmed for those frequencies. We're only limited to a certain frequency. Something was listening to me all the time. Could it be the higher self? Perhaps. But I just felt something that's like being watched, you know, being observed. So it's starting to make sense because now I'm realizing, yeah, scientists are saying we only see about this much of that much reality. We've been programmed that way. Our brains are programmed. And like robots, what do you do with a robot? You create a robot, you turn them on, and all of a sudden, your wish is my command. But that robot has no past, no history, no sense of where it came from. It's just like a dream. Suddenly you're dreaming. Suddenly you're in the middle of an experience. There's no beginning. There's no build-up to it. There's no foundation. It's just, you're there. And this is what we are in history. Mankind just appeared out of nowhere, and we have no memory of who we are, or where we come from, or what's going on. We have no idea because this is a matrix. This is a computer-generated matrix. I've had a vision. I've discussed my vision before that stuck with me all my life, and now I'm finding out what it all means. So it's all artificial. It's all a dream world that we call reality. So like a robot, we have no memory of where we come from, no past, no history. We just pop, we're in existence, just like a dream. You go to sleep, and all of a sudden, oh, you're in a car going down the highway. You know, there's people with guns, they're shooting, you know. So anyways, our senses are faulty, and Philip K. Dick said all this in 1972, way before The Matrix. People say, oh, The Matrix. Oh, yeah, I saw that movie. No, there's messages. All these movies and stuff are telling you, look at the signal, and look at Matrix, and look at the 13th floor, and look at all these movies. They're telling you the same thing over and over again. Now, I don't care who they are. The message is there. Everything I've learned comes from movies. It never came from books. It came from movies. And now I'm finding out it's called Gnosticism. Gnosis means knowledge. I think the program's breaking down. Now I go through life, I'm feeling like I'm being watched and being observed. Now it's very possible there could be a barrier up there. Confinement, keeping us in. This is a controlled experiment. I'm always thinking this is an experiment. And in an experiment, there's no rules, there's no regulations, there's no nothing. You can do whatever. That's what it says in the series Westworld. Amazing, the narrative in there. Just blows me away. But a lot of people aren't going to see that because they're just, the only reality they have is shop, consume, buy goods, buy things you don't need, go to work, sleep, reproduce, get sick, go to a hospital for a year, then die. That's their whole reality. But there's a bigger reality that's happening. Anyways, there's no rules, there's no regulations. Say, oh no, we got God. We got God. Oh really? So some psycho can go up to another guy, bang, right to the head. Where's God? You know, the victim was, he went to church every day, he believed in God, he did everything that would happen. That's the system we live in. There are no God. This God thing is not relevant. It's not relevant because there are no rules. It's the archons have convinced us that we live in a world of, this is part of the illusion, that there's justice. There's justice in this world, and there's none. There's none. So now I find out, hey, and I used to read the Old Testament when I was younger, and I used to get really scared because Jehovah is a Jewish God of vengeance, wrath, anger, jealousy, rage, you name it, and at the drop of a hat, he'll exterminate thousands of people that really didn't do anything. And so he's actually an extreme. So could he be the warden of this enclosed experiment? By the way, there's a movie called The Experiment, and I would strongly suggest that you see it. But a lot of people, they don't get it. They're being told right in there, over and over again, this is the truth. Wake up. Oh no, it's just a movie. So, I find out we're in enclosed, there's actually a dome. The ancients taught that there's a dome. Well, talk about an isolated and controlled experiment. I mean, this is all building up to this reality being some kind of weird experience. Look at Westworld. Westworld is a fantasy town populated by robots, programmed to do the same thing. We can be programmed, humans can be programmed. They're programmed to just go through their daily life routines until the guests who pay money come in and start, they can kill anybody, rape anybody, they can do it, they can get all their aggression out from work in this town. So they shoot the robots and blow their heads off. Yeehaw! And the robots go back to the shop and they get repaired and then they're put back out, right? But in the original, and it's starting to happen in this series, something goes wrong. Anyways, the units in this series, the TV series, they're starting to think for themselves. They're starting to get past memories of past lives. They're starting to figure it out. So every time they get in trouble or they die or some tourist wants to blow some chick's head off, their memory's wiped clean, they're put back, and they go about the same pattern, the same routine every day. We're like that. We're programmed. Anyways, the system's breaking down. I think it's really breaking down. Sparks are firing right now, but I can't see the people running like crazy, screaming, going, get out of here, get out of here. I can't hear the siren going. All the observing scientists throwing their clipboards aside and running. Get out. I can't hear it because it's in a different frequency. It's a different frequency that my brain is programmed not to receive. We are programmed not to see them, but they see us. They observe us. They watch us. The observers, the archons, who, you want to know all about the archons? Watch The Adjustment Bureau by Philip K. Dick, the god who walked among men. But people never understood him. They all spat on him. They all, that guy's an idiot. Watch the movie Dark City, where everybody's reprogrammed. Every night at midnight, everybody's reprogrammed with a different reality. Our reality can be altered. The Mandela effect proves that. I watched Twilight Zone on my DVDs for years, and I used to wait for the name Rod Serling to come up, so I'd say, did he direct this one, or did he write this one? Because as a writer, I want to know. I want to get very familiar with Rod Serling. Now I go to the Mandela, I find out about the Mandela effect, it's Serling. So I go back to my DVDs, and I go, wow, this will put an end to that one. They're all changed to Rod Serling. So at the end of the show, it says Rod Serling. For 10 years, I've been watching Rod Serling. I'm not mistaken. I know what it was. I'm not stupid. I'm not daft. People panic. Oh, you're daft. You're stupid. Yeah, that's what it is. Because they don't want to think. They don't want to, oh no, it's too spooky. We don't go there. I would particularly wait for Rod Serling. Oh, Serling. Okay, he directed it. He wrote it, whatever. Now it says Serling. I grew up with Johnny Quest. Johnny. Quest. Now it's Jonny. Punjabi now. Johnny Quest was not a Punjabi. So anyways, reality can be changed, re-altered. And it's very disturbing when you get the message of...
What's up, guys? The 5 physical senses. That's what makes our world go round for most of us. As little tiny babies, we were so more profound, so much more expanded when we were little babies. There are a lot of people in the world that are naive to that fact and feel that babies are very, very ignorant. They are the most psychic beings on the planet. Little babies. When we grow up, we become hopelessly and utterly addicted to the 5 senses. Just something to think about.